What's up? Let's talk about a topic everybody loves, insurance. As you can imagine, me being a realtor, I get tons of inquiries about homeowners insurance, wind and hail, and flood insurance. What's interesting is I don't get any inquiries about earthquake insurance. Anyway, in this video, I'd like to discuss some of those topics. I've got a great idea. I think we're gonna drop in on our local insurance rep, surprise him, and pop him on video and ask him some of these questions. Follow me. Let's go drop in on him. She gets the lead on her phone, like she's actually working for once. All right, let's go see Ryan. Hey, buddy.
Hey, man, how's it going, Alan?
I got the camera. Would you be willing to answer some questions on film?
Sure, I can do that for you, no problem.
All right, we got some questions about insurance.
Okay, sounds good.
Without further ado, I bring to you Mr. Ryan Hales from My Carolina Insurance.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping in, Jan.
So I get questions all the time about insurance. Right. Let's talk about the simplest one. Let's talk about wind and hail.
Sure.
At what point, what is wind and hail, first of all? Why is it necessary where we live? And at what point does wind and hail go away, if ever?
Well, it actually works the reverse of that. Wind and hail is everywhere. It's a loss to a house. Wind will cause damage to a house. Hail will cause damage to a house. But what actually happens is it's across the country. Wind and hail coverage is incorporated into the policies. But as you move down closer to the coast of North Carolina, carriers actually stop carrying it and separate it out to the wind pool is what they do.
Really?
Yes, sir. So it's actually the opposite of what you're thinking. It's always in a policy, except for when you get down here in these areas where it's more prone, carriers start to exclude it out of their policies. And that's where we come in. We specialize in the carriers that actually incorporate wind and hail all in one policy and don't exclude it in these coastal areas.
Man, I just learned something. I feel a little bit smarter. I don't know about you people out there. Common question I get is how much does the insurance cost? On the same topic of the wind and hail, can you estimate what wind and hail will cost for a home?
We can't estimate just off the top of my head, but we can run quotes through the systems and get estimates on people. If all I have is an address, it will not be your best quote because I got about 20 carriers I use, and most of the carriers nowadays have moved to an insurance score. They're where they give discounts for insurance scores. So without having date of birth, name of client, prior address, I won't be able to offer the best possible quote out there. It's going to be a lot higher than if I have those couple of questions answered.
Gotcha.
So
stop asking me how much it costs because I don't know, but you can ask him directly. And I'm going to give you a link so you can ask him directly. Man, we're on the coast, right? Flood insurance is a big deal. Do I need to carry flood insurance? Is flood insurance required on all houses? How do you determine what that cost is?
I would advise to always carry flood insurance just because it's a loss that can happen. As we learned during Florence, it can hit anywhere around here. It can hit anywhere in the United States. Everywhere is a flood zone. Just depends on how high of a risk that zone is. The people that require flood insurance are the lenders, and that's going to be in your higher risk AE and VE flood zones is where the requirements come in from the lenders that you have to purchase it. Some insurance carriers, if you're in those higher areas and you don't have a loan, some of the insurance carriers will make you get it as well.
All right. I got a lot of people moving from north, the west, and even some from the south, but they want to know, I get a lot of questions, how can I tell if I'm in a flood zone? Is there a specific way they can tell besides asking me and then me looking up the flood records?
They can always get up with me and we can check it out, or most of your local GISs for your county GISs will have an environmental map in there where you can click flood zone and it'll show you whether the house is X zone, AE zone, or VE zone. And if that map doesn't work for you, there's a website out there called FRIS, F-R-I-S, which I can get you a link for that as well, that you can go to and just put an address in and it'll zoom right in and you'll see if it's in a zone or not.
We're still suffering from some of the shell shock from Hurricane Florence, right? I mean, that's one of the most frequently asked questions with, hey, did this house flood during Florence? If my house had hurricane damage in the past, will it increase my insurance?
Since the loss was by catastrophic damage, most carriers do not surcharge for catastrophic damage. So some may surcharge or take a discount off that you have a claim out there, but it would be a minimal amount of increase. So you wouldn't see a huge increase for a catastrophic loss to a house.
Gotcha.
You normally see increases on water claims, fire claims, stuff like that you may see an increase in premium.
Okay.
So, but if it's due to Mother Nature and catastrophic, the insurance companies normally don't surcharge.
Let's continue down that vein with Hurricane Florence, right? A lot of, we got, I think, 40 inches of rain in 2 days, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the flooding damage came from above, right? Roofs being damaged, the water coming in, intruding from the top down. Does flood insurance cover that?
No, water falling from the sky is going to be under the homeowner's insurance. And
Gotcha.
your named storm deductible or wind and hail deductible will probably apply to that. When flood coverage comes in, flood is rising water from the ground up. It has to actually, which we did have that as well. The rain came, caused water to rise from the ground up. So there were several homes I dealt with after Florence that had multiple claims. One was a flood claim for water rising from the ground up. The other claim was for water coming in through the ceiling where the roof was damaged. So, but flood is always water rising from the ground up into the home. Yes.
Interesting, man. I'm learning a lot. Besides homeowners insurance and flood, what else you cover, brother?
We have automobile, boats, motorcycles, umbrella policies, you name it.
Motorcycles are dangerous.
I do know they're dangerous. That's why we insure them.
Mr. Ryan Hales, I'd like to thank you, brother, for allowing me to drop in.
Yeah, thanks for popping in, Jan.
Just
Great
like
to see
this, and friggin' ask you a bunch of questions. I appreciate it right off the cuff. He is really, really good. Always here for everybody. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this to be educational, informational. Peace.
Details that you don't see, the behind the scenes footage that